Hey everyone, welcome to Strange Stories, where we explore near-death experiences and supernatural stories from people who've had a glimpse of the other side. If you enjoy our content, please consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel. Without further ado, let's get to the story of the day. My life truly began when I was 16 years old, when I had a divine encounter that changed my viewpoint. At the time, I was fighting for my life as my body was being attacked by lupus, an incurable autoimmune disease. My kidneys failed 4 months after the diagnosis. Heart difficulties, hair loss, arthritis across my entire body, internal swelling of my organs, unattractive skin sores, and a slew of medications caused me to lose sight of who I was. I degenerated to skin and bones, and when I glanced in the mirror, I didn't recognize the person staring back at me. Then I had a dream that would forever alter my life. I recall this night as vividly as I did back then. On this particular night, I made the decision to end my life. I didn't want to live any longer. All I needed was for someone to take my pain away. I was depressed. I was enraged. I was sick of the repeated medical visits, plates of toxic medication, painful shots in my back for anemia, nausea from chemo, and the gloomy sight of my hair coming out in clumps and a recurring sense of hopelessness. I couldn't even walk, and my entire body was swelled with fluid from failing kidneys. A trip to the hospital to begin renal dialysis was on the horizon. I felt stuck inside a failing body that wasn't mine, and the future I had envisioned with my full-ride sports scholarship was suddenly a distant memory. I did something I hadn't done in years on this specific night. I dropped down on my knees and offered whatever I had left to this unidentified God power that I was meant to have at all times. This was the tipping point for me. I began sobbing violently, releasing what appeared to be feelings that had been suppressed my entire life. And then I asked aloud, if anyone is listening, if there is a God, please assist or take me. I don't want to live like this any longer, and I can't do it by myself. I require assistance. Please assist me if you're present. I'm done. I cried myself to sleep until I was dry. That night, I experienced a dream that would forever alter my life. In this dream, I went through several stages of healing, including forgiveness, love, gratitude, and surrender, before spinning off the ground and slowly levitating into the sky. There was a swarm of friends, family, and strangers attempting desperately to pull me back to earth. I felt a sensation of tranquility rush over my entire body as I drifted up. I knew I was going to die, but I was fine with it. I felt like I was back home and a great weight had been lifted off my shoulders. I begged everyone to let me go. I was no longer terrified of death. I suddenly shot up into the purest, widest, loving light, which cocooned me in a cocoon of dazzling love and pleasure that I will never be able to describe in words. Beyond this physical experience, I realized who I was in that instant. I sensed the timeless nature of my being, the source's perfection, the completion of all life. Every experience that had led me to that point rushed through my mind like a movie, precisely illustrating how each experience had perfectly guided me to this moment. As I sensed the perfection of my sickness, of my bodily experience, of everything in my life that had led me to that moment, I felt a deep connection with all, with consciousness itself. I had been given the gift of remembering my true nature, which was just what I needed to heal. My spirit then wanted to return to earth without saying anything. There I was, a tremendous desire to share the love I had experienced with the rest of the world. I slid back into my bed from this radiant, loving spot in an instant. I fell asleep like if I had fallen out of another universe and awoke gasping for air, as if I were breathing the first breath of my new life. I couldn't stop crying tears of joy and was so overjoyed that I couldn't stop myself. I knew I'd been healed. I was sure I wasn't unwell anymore. I knew I'd never been sick before. It had all been a dream. I sprang up and rushed up a flight of stairs that I couldn't have imagined accomplishing just a few hours before to wake up my folks and tell them the good news. I turned on the lights and told them I was okay and they didn't need to worry. They thought I was insane, but that didn't bother me. Nothing could ever take away this innate knowingness of my own nature, which has remained embedded deep within me my entire existence. For the following 4 months, I awakened with the sun, with a strong desire to sit alone with myself and absorb the love that was pouring from my heart. I was so overjoyed that I almost burst out laughing. Something inside of me had altered, and it felt incredible. Lack, doubt, pity, limitation, weakness, and struggle were all washed away. Everything around me seemed to be tied with me. I could feel the energetic connection that linked everything together and felt I was a part of what I saw. Every day was filled with blissful tears. Although my physical recovery from the sickness took a little more than 4 months, mental healing happened instantly. And from then on, I began concealing all of my medication, knowing that it was hindering my body from repairing itself. I kept this a secret from my parents and doctors for 4 months, until my last tests were confirmed that my kidneys were recovered and functioning normally, with no scarring. Lupus was not present. For the past 15 years, I've been symptom and medication free. The fading. I felt this ray of light emanating from my heart would never go away. For months, I moved through life with ease and experienced amazing healing. This brightness within me began to wane when I returned to high school. I had no words to describe what I'd gone through, and I felt like no one understood. I can see now that I had to suppress my vibration in order to blend in. I gradually began to shut down and withdraw. Within a month of returning to school, the enlightened sensation I experienced was substantially diminished. My subconscious used my weakness to convince me that this event was not that unusual after all. In college and the years since, I've used alcohol to numb the pain of separation. What I believed was bringing me happiness on the outside was actually widening the divide on the inside. The drinking and socializing merely served as fillers. My life appeared to be perfect from the outside. I had a great career at a great firm, a penthouse apartment, a lovely car, and wonderful friends and experiences. While this reality lens was lovely while it lasted, I had the uneasy feeling that something was missing. I had a heart attack on November 7, 2016. This incident prompted another flash of insight that altered the course of my life yet again. Everything I saw in my dream flashed back into my vision, and I realized right away that I needed to make a significant change and follow my heart's calling. I felt I had something much more to offer the world, and it was up to me to figure out what that was. I decided to make a change and relocate to a small Thai island known for its holistic health community, which I felt driven to study. I was led back to that place of oneness I had experienced in my dream. From this place of love and light within me, I would be able to repair my heart and begin to share my beautiful nature with others, assisting them in healing and remembering themselves. Getting back to flow and alignment. I've been on a multidimensional self-healing journey on Koh Phangan for the last year. I set out to heal my physical heart from the heart attack at first, but the path has resulted in far deeper healing. I stripped away the layers, belief systems, and social structures that have previously defined my reality, and I'm now focusing on tuning into the co-creative, loving, boundless energy source that exists within to assist me in creating and living an inspired life. My soul's mission is to assist humanity in rising above all apparent constraints and tapping into the endless wellspring of energy that exists within in order to live an inspired, joyful, healthy, and peaceful life. Your soul has led you here if you're hearing this. Your intuition is speaking to you, and it is time to pay attention. Nothing is beyond reach. Something deep is about to flow from you. I'm here to inspire you, give you goosebumps, and shed light on the boundless possibilities that surround and exist inside you. What I'm doing now, I've been on a path of returning back to myself after selling all I owned and taking the plunge into the unknown, to observe and adore the eternal I am within, beyond all the constructs I'd previously put up that defined me. I'm constantly astounded by the profound nature of our mind, body, and soul. I want to share all I've learned with the rest of the world. This is what has happened in the last year. I co-founded Bhavana Bottle, an eco-friendly tea infuser bottle that is part of a global effort to reduce plastic pollution in our oceans. The bottles are sold all over the world. We donate a percentage of every sale to help clean up and repair the damage caused by single-use plastic in our oceans. Favorite quotation: "You have the answer at the core of your being. You know who you are and what you want." Lao Tzu,